So let's start with Twitch changes, because Twitch has made some recent changes to the way viewership works, and specifically for those who are lurkers. So the change is if your audio is muted and you tab away, the player will pause, and you will no longer be counted as a viewer. What's your kind of viewpoint on this?
I saw that today, and I do this a lot. Like, because sometimes I watch a lot of streams, and I have like my favorite person that I'm going to watch at any given point, and then like I tab over. Yeah, it's Pims. Well, like I have a lot of favorites. I shouldn't say I have like my one singular favorite, but I watch a lot of King of Thalion, and I'll have like a bunch of the TRUgaming streamers up as well. But I have to mute everybody, and I tab away from them, and now that doesn't count as a that doesn't count as a view, right? Is that how it works?
No, that is my understanding of how it works now. Is you will not be a viewer in there. There's like the it used to be that volume did count, and then they took that away, and it didn't matter if you were tabbed out or not. So yeah. I'm in the habit of I will take audio down to about 5%, which is where I can't hear it over my music or the main stream that I'm watching.
Yeah.
And then from there we go and I go and I do my stuff, and I'm still contributing a view to 5 or 6 people because that's what my bandwidth can handle.
Yeah.
And it's this is one change where I'm not polarized one way or the other. So like the affiliate program, I was incredibly pro. Raids, I was incredibly pro. There are a few other features that I'm like anti. But this one, I don't know where to stand, because I understand why they're doing it, because Twitch is an interaction-based platform.
Yeah.
But they are also taking away one passive method of interaction. Like, it's...
Well,
my numbers are going to go down. I will tell you that much. My viewers are habitual lurkers.
Yeah, this effectively takes away the lurking aspect. So the people that like to lurk and work... the people that have it up on their phones and they have to mute it because they are at work or school or something like that, but they want to help support their favorite streamer, now can't do that because they can't mute their streams. And if they mute the streams, then it doesn't count their view, which I think takes away from the viewership. Like, it takes away from the viewer, the end user, because honestly, they're the ones here supporting Twitch. They're still going to see every ad. They're still going to see, they're going to be able to farm bits if they need to. They're still going to be able to do all that stuff. They just don't have the stream going in audio. So
I just found something, because I'm sitting here looking at Nightbot getting prepped for the giveaway later.
Okay.
When I tab away in the dashboard, I no longer, like, TRUgaming no longer counts as a viewer. It pauses the video. So that is one thing, is when you are on your dashboard and you have your video playing in the video preview, you count as your own viewer. I highly recommend doing that, as like if you're working towards affiliate. That is one of the best things, because actually this tactic doesn't even work anymore, because it used to be that you would have yourself on the dashboard connected to your chat, you would have a bot that would be number 2, and then you would have a personal friend, and that would get you your 3 concurrent viewers for your stream. That doesn't work anymore, because if you're using a third-party dashboard, if you're not using Twitch dashboard, you're using, say, Onkbot, which doesn't have a video preview, you no longer count, and then your bot will no longer count, because the bots do not load video. They only load the chat interface.
Yep.
That's unfortunate.
I see, because I've seen even Twitch partners, I've seen a lot of their viewerships go down because of this. And I think I don't think it's the best move. Like you said earlier, I understand why they're doing it, but they need to figure out a better way to handle it. That's just my 2 cents on the whole thing. I don't like it. This is one thing that Twitch has done that I do not agree with. Because there's some people that are going to have to step away from the stream to go do other stuff, but they still want to keep supporting their favorite streamer.
Yeah.
And they're going to have to mute the stream, or they're going to have to tab away to do something else. Say they wanted to watch a YouTube video.
When I'm at work, like if I was still watching videos at work, I will no longer count as a viewer because I'll have the stream up. I will be actively listening. So this is one thing I need to confirm is my understanding is if you have the audio on and you tabbed out, it still works. You can still treat it as a radio station, a podcast, anything like that. That should still work. I do intend to verify this, but
now I did see on Twitter, a partner streamer said, and if you're using Chrome or Firefox, you can actually mute that entire tab.
Yeah.
And that doesn't count towards it.
Yeah, so that is something you can do now. That's
so that's a way around it.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can mute tabs against like ads and stuff, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. So you can mute the entire tab, or you can do the thing where you take it down to like 1% volume, and it still counts.
Sorry for all the typing, by the way.
No, it's fine. If you open up another stream right now, like if I did that, I could technically hear that stream over this one, and you wouldn't be able to hear this one, but it would still, your view would still count. That's what I don't like.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of. So the more we talk about it, the less of a fan I am of this, even if I do understand. That is that. It's kind of frustrating, really, knowing that a lot of my lurkers are no longer like Twitch doesn't consider them viewers anymore.
Yeah, see, that's where it's at for me. It's like, okay, so Twitch doesn't care about their viewers anymore.
Yeah, the more I think about it, the more personal this gets.
Yeah, because there's so many people that lurk and they may not have volume on because they may be doing other projects. Because I know some people in my chat, they'll go and design stuff while they're watching my stream, and they have to mute and tab away to go do their own thing, but they're still supporting the channel. They'll still come back and like actively type in chat every now and then. I don't understand what this move is for.
I'm really not sure, man. I don't understand the logic behind it at all.
And it's like they're not even educating the people about it.
Actually,
they haven't educated anybody.
The one thing I can think of is the whole reason they're pushing this go.twitch.tv is even if people don't like the way the site looks and stuff, it saves them resources. It means that even more affiliates, even more non-affiliated, non-partner streamers will get transcoding. The ability to have quality options on their streams, which has been a push they've been working on for over a year now. I think it's upwards of 60% now have transcoding as long as you stream on the regular. If you stop streaming on the regular, your name is taken off that list until you begin streaming regularly again. Very, very important for those of you guys working on getting your affiliate status. Keep that in mind. If you stop streaming for a week, you will lose it. You will lose transcoding. Streamers who would normally be able to watch you on, say, 160p, even though that's basically unwatchable, and they may as well be on audio-only mode, that is where they should be. So transcoding is the technical term. I understand a lot of people might not fully be aware of that. It's Twitch's servers going, okay, you're giving me 720p. I'm now going to also say, this is what it looks like in 480, 360, and 160p.
Yeah, they're able to scale it down because a lot of people don't know like what transcoding and stuff is. Here's what I don't like about, like, I understand that aspect, but what I don't understand is why isn't Twitch educating the people that view channels and stuff?
I don't think they're not. I think there is a blog post or will be a blog post about this because the thing is Twitch. It feels like they don't educate people on stuff, but there's almost always a blog post. There's a blog post for the introduction of transcoding for everybody, or the idea of doing that. There's a blog post for the changes to the bit rates that I am still amazed how many people are not aware of that. But given that there's a blog post, I understand that Twitch isn't going to push it with more than maybe 1 or 2 tweets. That's also those two. You can go Google those, and they will come up in your first 5 results.
Yeah,
that is.
Twitch did this first without doing a blog post. Most of the time they do a blog post and then roll it out slowly. They did this first and then didn't do the blog post yet.
Yeah, so I'm wondering if we see a blog post early next week or if we see them roll it back, because there is already backlash. Like the amount of response on Twitter around this is like, it's ridiculous. There are a lot of people that are not happy.
Yeah, there's a lot of people unhappy about it.
So, as a bit of a segue, this is going to be a bit of a more. This is going to be a deeper chat here.
Yeah, this is going to be real deep.
We want to talk a bit about some of the negativity that is on Twitch recently. One of the big catalysts for this is Dr. Disrespect and his situation. We're not going to go into details for his situation. All of the information you need is out there. There are clips, there are videos.
There's just go to his page. Just go to his page, and you'll see everything.
He's, as far as what's going on, he is handling it. In my opinion, he is handling it well.
He's handling it well.
It's a shitty thing, but he's going about it in the right way, in my opinion.
Here's my opinion on the whole matter. A lot of people see it differently than, of course, I do. I think he handled it well. He came out and told his community what was going on. He's taking a break from streaming, which is like obviously the correct choice in my opinion. Do I think he was a man about it? Do I think what he did was wrong? Yes. Do I think what the other parties involved did is wrong? Yes. Do I think the way the community is handling it is wrong? Yes, absolutely. The way the Twitch community is handling this is the most negative thing I have ever seen Twitch do. Like, as a community, they basically went on a witch hunt and found like some of the people involved in the whole situation and are basically just bashing them. And I think that is completely 100% wrong, because honestly, guys, it's not any of our business. This is between him, his wife, and the other parties involved. That's it. We have no say-so on the issue. And I'm so sick and tired of seeing all of this negativity surround, like, now streamers are being attacked. Like, oh yeah, streamers, like, I saw so many tweets saying, oh yeah, all streamers are going to end up like this. No.
I'd have to be able to talk to girls first.
I'm married. I mean, he was too, but not everybody is the same person, if you guys get what I'm saying. It's like, there's just, I can't stand it. There's so much negativity, like, all of a sudden.
You can tell how serious Shadow is about this because he didn't laugh at that joke. I could see you wanted to, but you were like, I'm too worked up.
I'm too worked up right now.
So,
and then, well, I'll get into the next part in a little bit.
Yeah,
I want to hear your opinion on the whole thing.
Honestly, like, I agree. Like, so Silent Ghost 73, twitch.tv/Silent Ghost 73. Agree 1,000%. I'm with him on this. He needs to deal with this on his own. And I think it is far better that he came out now and said, you know,
yes, 100%.
This is the situation, instead of going on as like going about his business, like as if nothing happened, and having this come back to bite him and completely ruin any chance he has of salvaging this. Like, I am almost always an advocate of just coming out and saying it, unless what you're coming out about is like just so fucking stupid that you shouldn't have done it in the first place. Like, those are the few circumstances where I'm like, if like you, I would rather have someone live in shame over something that is so stupid that they shouldn't have come out about it. There's a very, very finite amount of things that are that category. But this whole thing for Twitch has become the single most negative thing I've seen in a community that is very prone to toxic behavior. Like, the fact that younger streamers, newer streamers have to watch out for stuff like view botting, like malicious view botting, chat spamming, just like toxic individuals who latch onto a stream until they reach a certain size and then just disappear because they're only there to try and make you feel as bad as they feel about themselves. Like, this is not the way to go about it. Yeah, okay, you have an opinion. I don't give a fuck if you have an opinion. But don't make the issues that people are already having worse. Don't
Precisely.
be the salt in the wound. Like
I get people idolize Dr. Disrespect. Dude is probably an awesome guy. I can gauge, like, he's probably a great guy from like the way he messed up. Everybody makes mistakes. I'm not saying what he did was wrong. Like, what he did was horribly wrong. He should have never done it in the first place. But don't add salt to the wound, like Pims just said. Don't go attacking the other people that were involved, because that's not going to make it better on him and his family. That's just going to make it worse. They're like, oh, look what your community's doing. Yeah. All of his sponsors, he could potentially lose sponsors from this. He could potentially lose like his partnership with Twitch. He may never be able to stream again because of what some of the community members are doing. So it's just a really bad situation. And now we have, and this has been going on for a little over 2.5, 3 weeks now. Now we have people attacking women on Twitch. We have people attacking, there's been people come forward where partners have been using their status to gain traction over somebody else and say, hey, I'll raid you if you do this for me. And that's like sending sexual pictures and stuff. I'm sure you've heard about that, right, Pims?
Nope, because I keep my head out of this stuff. I do not associate
on my
with
feed
that kind
because people started retweeting all of it, and I was just like, are you kidding me? I've seen so many things happen on Twitch, and it's like eye-opening. Like, what? This is happening? Why is this community letting this stuff happen? Then on the flip side, you have the good people saying, no, screw this. Let's be the light in this darkness that is coming over top of us, which is something I guess we can kind of hit on right now.
I mean, there are. This pisses me off because I've spent the last month since I got back from vacation, since I took 2 weeks to go recharge and like just get all of my negative energy out, go like be around people that make me feel good. Mm-hmm. People that like give me this positive energy that I have been pushing to the point that like I have had better growth in the last 3 weeks than I have in 3 months. I have made friends like nobody's business. Like I'm pissed off, but I'm not pissed off in a way that I'm putting out like all this negative energy. Like I'm not going after people. I'm telling you guys right now, like you need to show people some love. You know, if somebody has fucked up and they are man enough to say they fucked up, you need to be able to be man enough yourself. Like you need to be a strong enough person to go, you fucked up, but I respect you for being honest about it and being open. Like that is what we need to be doing right now.
Exactly.
We don't need to be attacking people. There is enough bad shit going on in the world that we don't need this right now. Like people need to understand that like this isn't Twitch. This isn't why fucking Twitch Unity, Bleed Purple, that is not why we have these things on this platform. Don't be a fucking asshole. Like just so Staycater 11, one of my absolute favorite viewers, one of the pillars of my community, even though I've only known him for a few months. His comment, also, you guys should check out his stream. He does actually have a pretty awesome stream. I follow him personally.
This guy.
Be the good example. You may just be one person, but if you have one community member, you can do your best to make it a good one.
Damn right.
This is the kind of community that I am trying my damnedest to foster.
Mm-hmm.
Like I'm not a huge channel, but I have a very positive influence.
Well, see, this is like we're smaller casters, of course, but you look at TRUgaming and look at all of the positivity they put forth. You look at all of their sponsored streamers. Everybody they sponsor is nothing but positive.
Yeah, no, so, it's wonderful.
With all of this negativity happening on Twitch right now, with like some of the larger casters and just in general, why don't we set ourselves apart now? This gives us a golden like chance to say, hey, instead of being negative, our streams are a place of nothing but positivity. You're welcome here.
Yeah. There is, of course,
we can capitalize. And I hate to say
actually,
that, and
can
I hate to say that like that. Yeah, go ahead.
So one of the things I've been talking a lot about lately is mental health, because 2017, 2018, two of the most important years to talk about mental health
Yes.
to date. I think there's this, and this actually ties in a bit with the whole Dr. Disrespect thing. There's a connection that we as streamers and build with our viewers that a lot of people kind of misinterpret. And a lot of streamers go to the point that they actually, it's kind of ironic that all this is happening to Dr. Disrespect, because he is a character portrayed on stream by a man. Mm-hmm. So he is the definition of separation between stream life and home life. Yeah. And this ties into work-life balance. This is something you can apply everywhere.
Oh yeah.
You know, talking about mental health, I like to let people know they aren't alone, but I also like to keep my chat positive. You know, I like to keep things happy. I like to keep people understanding that they're not alone, and that there is a light at the end of the tunnel. But that doesn't make me their therapist. You know, exactly. I'll talk to some people if they need someone to talk to, but at the end of the day, I'm still a human being. I deal with so much anxiety on the daily basis. Like, streaming is one of the things I do to heal so that I can get back to being a part of society. You know, today I was late for the podcast because I went out and I saw a friend I haven't seen in 4 years. Mm-hmm. 6 months ago, 8 months ago, a year ago, I would have stayed in, because why would that person want to see me? Like exactly. that is the mentality I was in. And so between the energy I try to put out and my community, I have brought myself to this point that I went, fuck it, you know what? I haven't seen him. I'm going to go see him. We're going to go have a couple beers. We had a fantastic time. Like, we talked about all kinds of shit. I explained Twitch to him. We talked a bit about photography stuff, because I'm trying to get back into photography. He is a friend that I was in visual communications with in high school. Like, that is where we built our friendship. So that is the night that I have had, and like, I'm in a different place now entirely, and that is because of Twitch. Twitch is not this dark place full of toxic, fucking sexist, racist assholes. Twitch is a beautiful place full of beautiful people, but they do fall prey to tendencies that come from this connection that we build. You know, you build respect for someone like Dr. Disrespect, and you start to idolize him as a gamer. He becomes very important in your life. He fucks up. You get angry. I get it. Yeah, I get it. But your response doesn't have to be attacking people. You don't have to make it about, you know, fuck so-and-so, fuck titty streamers, fuck women on Twitch, like stuff like that. Because that part drives me absolutely nuts.
This is a very, like, sensitive topic. And part of the blame can be blamed on Twitch. Part of the blame can be blamed on the community. Yeah. But this is the thing I hate about that whole entire situation, is streamers blaming booby streamers for not getting viewers. I hate that.
I'm going to impart some knowledge on you guys that it is absolutely fucking tastic. I got this from my friend Panther Bruja from Pixel Pups. And it actually comes into the consensus on Twitch that, you know, don't self-promote, don't talk about your stream in someone's chat.
Yeah.
Fuck that. Fuck that mentality.
I'm with you on this one.
My reason I say fuck that is, if you are so insecure about your viewers, and these are almost exactly Panther's words. I identify with this so much. Like, Pixel Pups and Panther Bruja have been like, they're a huge influence on me over the last 2 months. There's streamers that even if they don't consider me friends, fuck them. That's my thing tonight, is like the healthy fuck you. That's a whole other discussion I can have another time. I consider them stream friends. They've had a huge, but their perspective, because they're new to Twitch, they have only been on Twitch since July, is completely different from everything around me, and it's like, it's wholesome as shit. I love it. Like it's amazing some of the stuff that he says, and I'm like, you know what? You're right. And I hadn't thought about this because I became a jaded asshole. Like,
it is easy to become a little jaded on Twitch. I know where you were going with that. Like, if you're so insecure about losing view, because we don't own our viewers.
No, we don't.
Those viewers are everybody's. This has become like a streamer.
Yeah, this is almost a Stream Key podcast.
Yeah, this is almost a Stream Key podcast, but it's just general Twitch knowledge. Like, we don't own our viewers, and I've changed my entire view. Like, I don't want somebody to come in like link drop and spam that stuff all the time, because that just gets that's annoying. But I've opened up like my Discord. If you're a sub, if you're one of the TRUfam members, if I know you really well, or you're like an affiliate and I feel like you're going to go somewhere with it, promote. Go ahead. I don't care. TDC, you know, Weiss.
Yep.
That kid has so much potential, and I'm gonna name drop him because that kid has so much potential. He's a speedrunner. He knows his shit. Dude is 16 or 17 years old. He lives down here in Charlotte, and he's an awesome supporter of the channel, and I have no problem trying to help him along. I have no problem trying to help these young streamers along, because honestly, we all started from zero. And I know what it's like to struggle on Twitch to try to get to the point to get viewers. So helping somebody is only going to help your stream as well. That's what networking is, guys.
So can I add something here? Because it's interesting that you talk about the struggle of gaining viewers.
Yeah.
I really wish more people knew how to eat shit. So this is actually Gary V phrase. You know, learning to eat shit. Like, you start building a community, get to 20, 25 viewers a night, doing something you enjoy, and then something fucking happens and you lose all of it.
Mm-hmm.
Do you want to know why those numbers are so specific?
Why?
This time last year, my average concurrent viewers was 20 to 25. I went through a very, very shitty time in my life. I went back down to 5. I didn't fucking give up. Do you know why I didn't give up?
Why is that?
I didn't give up because I enjoy this. And I understand that it is work. You know, this isn't an easy thing to do. Even the podcast isn't an easy thing to do. You know, a lot of people think, yeah, I'm going to do a podcast. I'm going to post an episode every week. I'm going to tell you right now, we've been doing this for 3 months. Actually, so we can celebrate this. We broke.
Oh, is this a 3-month anniversary?
Not quite. Not quite.
Not quite?
I think we're actually technically past it. We average. So when we first started it, we averaged 20 to 30 downloads and listens. That number's starting to curve down. And I can tell you exactly why. It's because I haven't been pushing promotion as much. Podcasts are work. Streams are work.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you guys got to understand, like, you need to work for these things. And I bitch about this so much, it's not even funny. If you could see some of the DM rants I've had with people, like, I will go off about people who... yeah, Shadow's like, I have been there for that.
Like 90% of them.
Let's bump Shadow down.
Yeah, it's my voice.
Yeah. So twitch.tv/Mystique just let us know that the audio is a bit louder for White Shadow. Okay. Yeah. So there's like we can talk on this one forever. This is something we're both very passionate about. We've all been through shit. I've been on this platform as a viewer for almost 4 years now. I've been a streamer for 2.5. Like, this isn't easy. You know, one of the people I now call a friend because of these past few months of hard work, Miss Hobo Slayer. She used to be an incredibly successful Minecraft streamer.
Yep.
Life happened. She's back at it. She's working hard. She's doing everything she can. And I have the greatest respect for her. I have the greatest respect for every single TRUgaming streamer, every single streamer on the platform that has lost and said, "Fuck you! I know what I can do. I'm getting back there." That is like that is my positivity. Like
yep.
This is my mindset right now. Is like I love Twitch. I love the people on Twitch.
Here's my whole thing. Like, streaming has brought me closer to so many people. I met Dust and Doc back when I first started streaming. Well, you came soon after.
I've known you 9 months. Not even.
I know.
And like,
and our friendship is like, yeah. Pims is one of my closest friends, and I have formed such solid friends. Like, all of the people that work at TRUgaming, I consider them some of my best friends. Twitch is a place where you can come and meet people and form long-lasting, lifelong friendships that will be better than the people you grew up with. That happened to this guy. So with all the negativity happening and like all the stuff we just talked about, instead of focusing on the negativity, and I've figured out that thing that you told me to do to filter some of that on Twitter. Instead of being seeing all of the darkness, let's be the light on Twitch. Let's be the place that people can come to have fun and be what Twitch was supposed to be about. And that's where I'm going to leave that.
Yeah, no, that's that. I'm good with leaving it there. We've ranted, we've talked about all kinds of stuff. This topic is very broad, and we could have an entire podcast on it. You know it. But
it needed to be said.
It does. It really does. I think a lot of people forget what this platform is built on, how we should be going about things, even if going about it the wrong way does work for some people.
Yeah.
It's complicated. It's very complicated.
It is.
And we're honestly on a completely different topic. Like we went off to a completely different topic, but we were still talking about the attitude on Twitch. Like that's
Let me go ahead and hit on Star Wars for a second. I was playing Star Wars Battlefront, and they just did a recent update.
They got new campaign out, right?
Yeah, and it's really good. If you can play it, it was pegging my CPU and my 16 gigs of memory at 100%.
Do you want to know why I have it on PS4? I saw this coming.
No, I put it on and that's only if you have it on high or ultra. If you put it on medium, then it comes down significantly. So I don't know if there's something wrong with their presets in the game. If you bring it down to medium, it's at like where it was pre-patch. I don't know if they messed something up, but I emailed them about it and they're looking into it.
That's good. That's important. I mean, that they have to deal with stuff like this. If your PC user base, because you're on the 8 series now, right? You're on Coffee Lake?
Who, me?
Yeah.
No, I'm still on Ryzen 7.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
No, I'm not on Coffee Lake yet.
Let's move on to talking about the movie. Let's talk a bit about the movie.
So, guys, before we get into this, there's potential spoilers for Star Wars coming. Like,
massive spoilers.
I don't know how we're even going to get around these spoilers, so we might as well just go ahead and talk about them.
Right now, I'm actually just explain why there's going to be spoilers while I get the spoiler text up on the screen.
Explain why there's going to be spoilers.
Totally not adding it right now.
The whole movie is an entire spoiler.
Okay, no, let's talk about, so we can do this without spoiling, and this will get people interested. Let's talk about how the trailers are a work of fucking art.
So
can
trailers?
Can I give the background to this first?
Yes.
So last night at like 1 a.m. after I got out of The Last Jedi, I send Shadow this PM, and I say two things. Where is this? That's 1 p.m. today. I'm just scrolling up in our chat here. Last Wednesday. Okay. Two things.
Let's see. I got it.
The trailers are a work of art. You'll understand after you see it. The other thing is they displayed new force powers in this movie that we haven't seen in a cinematic situation, which I thought was fantastic.
Yes.
So can you give me your perspective on why the trailers are a work of art?
Because they misdirect you in every freaking chance they get.
So good. Like it's it's honestly fantastic.
They freaking God. Just the first trailer, like everything you think is going to happen is just like,
oh, it's such an epic troll.
Completely
I love it.
Different than everything that happens in the movie. It was very masterful editing on their part. I will give them that. Good job, Disney.
It wasn't completely different, though, is the beauty of it.
It wasn't completely different. Yeah, you're right.
But the way
they edited it and put the scenes together in the trailer, they set it up like, oh, hey, this is what you think is gonna happen, and then they do like a complete 360 in the movie, and you're just like, oh,
yeah,
okay,
oh,
yeah.
Dude, they gave us like, so the movie is several hours long, but they only really used like a couple minutes of it. And they used the couple minutes they have very artfully, very, very skillfully. It's not like some of the other movies that we've got coming out where there's like 10 trailers and it's like throughout those 10 trailers you have 30 minutes worth of the fucking...
We're looking at you, Marvel.
Yeah. DC.
This is true. You gotta admit, though, Civil War gave away some key plots.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Civil War, they messed up.
Yeah. No, so
I was like, I've seen like 90% of this movie already.
The way they did the trailers, and I don't know if this is something to do with the way that like they had like staff switching around and whatnot, like, but the trailers, they're classic misdirection, is my exact words.
Yeah, it's literal misdirection.
It was so fucking clever. I'm not even mad. So if you guys have watched the trailers and you think you know the movie, what the movie is about, be prepared to bend over.
It's such an emotional, this movie was such an emotional adventure too. Like this is the first Star Wars I've gone into, and from the very get-go I was just like, I'm nervous this entire movie.
The movie is like it's more of a drama than an actual like
exactly
action film or anything. Like it's classic Star Wars. Like you think about the original movies, there wasn't a ton of action. There was a lot of, establishing
the acting was perfect. This was okay. So I don't know if you guys have ever seen Carrie Fisher in any other movie. Even though this was her last movie, this was her best performance she has ever done in any movie.
Performance of a lifetime.
Even the originals. Carrie Fisher's performance was beautiful, and I am going to miss her so much.
So two things. And so one of these is something we want to talk about. So twitch.tv/Gruel77. They completely ruined Jedi as a whole. We're going to talk about this.
We'll talk about that, yep.
And then Stakehater11. I'm not surprised that I'm bringing his name up again. Only complaint is Kylo destroyed the helmet.
It's because his voice was so badass in the helmet. It's you're not... Okay, so Kylo's whole thing is he's trying to idolize Vader. Well, Vader wore a fucking helmet. Put it back on. Like,
I think that's part of the symbolism of destroying the helmet, because if you look at like the helmet as it's destroyed compared to the melted helmet in the previous movie,
this is true.
I looked at it and in my head I could see the melted helmet on the pedestal.
And they even had the steam. You know how they had that like smoke coming off of it. Even when it was sitting there, it even had the smoke coming off of it. I was like, oh, this is awesome.
Can we talk about Leia's? So, spoilers start now.
Spoilers right now.
Can we talk about Leia's fucking force powers? Because that was it was cool, but Grill 77 fucking Leia's Force Mary Poppins. That is now that you've said that, I'm like, oh fuck yeah, that's true.
Honestly, I didn't even care because I almost jumped out of my damn seat. I was like, I fucking knew it. I knew she had force power.
Yeah, and because the way they do it is like she's icing over, and you like see her hand moving. It's like, oh, this is her waving goodbye. And then the ice disappears, her eyes open, and you're like, no, fuck you, don't play with my heartstrings, video or movie. don't do this to me. Oh.
Dude. She was... It shows like how strong the Skywalker gene, like bloodline is.
Because she's like, as far as the bloodline goes, she's weak. Like
actually, I heard a rumor, and this came from Disney, that she was actually supposedly stronger than Luke if she would have practiced her force powers more.
Well, so that's why I say she's weak. Is she's unpracticed. She doesn't have the training.
Yeah,
I really expected them to leave her in space. Like I thought that was the end. Here. Knowing that Carrie Fisher has passed on, like I was like, okay, so this is the last we're gonna see of her. Yeah, and I'm really curious to see how they wrap that up for the next movie.
Here's what I think is gonna happen. I think they're gonna start the movie off, and they're gonna have like some catastrophic event happen to where General Organa dies.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. That or because she's already been weakened, and you know. There's all this stuff going on. Like she may be sick at the beginning of the next movie because
she lost her husband. She lost her son to the dark side.
She lost her brother. Like
she lost her brother.
So, like that is for a lot of people in real life. That is enough that you will.
Yeah, you'll fall. The life will fade away. Yeah, her heart's broken. Which is, if you think about it, this goes back to when her mom died. Her mom died of a broken heart.
Yep. That or like there's some catastrophic event, or you know, we get to see that this is a spoiler, that force projection level of exertion from her. Because at the end of the movie, when Luke faces Ren, I picked this up almost immediately. I was like, this isn't right. Because he shows up and he's wearing the classic Jedi garb in all black.
Yeah.
His hair is short.
The black robes from Return of the Jedi.
Yeah. Black robes from the Return of the Jedi. He did still have a blue saber. Or was Jedi... I get
he had his dad's saber.
Yeah. Okay, so...
And I knew it wasn't right because I was like, that got destroyed a little bit ago.
Yeah.
That's not supposed to be there.
So actually... This is an interesting point, and I'm going to be jumping around a lot during this portion here because there are a lot of things going on. This is the first Star Wars movie where they didn't have a time jump.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the movie picked up almost immediately after the end of the first one.
Yeah.
Like it was. Yeah.
They even went back a little bit and showed what was it was happening at the time. Rey was walking up to hand him the lightsaber.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Which I thought was cool.
Yeah, that was very well done. And the whole movie takes place over I think a day or two. Or no, because they have the time in FTL travel.
Yeah, they have the time in FTL travel.
Yeah. But like the movie happens over a very, very short span of time for Star Wars.
Yeah.
Like even compared to some of the original trilogy, like it's very
and a lot of it happens in space too.
Yeah. Yeah, this is
a lot of it happened in space. It's quite literally a space
3
opera.
Whole planets in this one.
Yeah, 3 whole planets. And there a lot of it happened on starships. It's funny that you say
space opera because of the origins of Star Wars.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Space
so
opera.
There's 3 planets. There's Ashto, where Luke is.
Mm-hmm.
The frickin' what's the salt planet?
I don't remember the salt planet.
Like Crate or something?
Crate, yeah, that's it. Yeah, Crate.
And then there's the casino planet. I should know this name because I was sitting there going like...
They were only there for like a little bit.
But yeah, they were there for like 10 minutes by comparison.
Yeah.
So, can we talk about something I'm disappointed about as far as like the plot goes? because I really thought this was going to be a thing, because they talk about when Ren leaves, he takes a handful of I know what the next movie is. When Ren leaves, he takes a handful of Luke's disciples. I honestly expected the Praetorian Guard to be, I think
that was the Knights of Ren.
Yeah, so I just made the reason I say I know what the next movie is the guards that fucking
the Red Guard.
Yeah, the Red Guard, the Praetorian Guards are different from the Knights of Ren. I just made that connection because I thought that in this movie the Praetorian Guard was the Knights of Ren.
Oh, you're right.
So Ren has a handful of Force users, Jedi trained Force users, out there somewhere. And oh fuck, they were even shown in the first movie.
Yeah, they were.
Wow, I'm stupid.
So I made that correlation when they said that he took a handful of the Force users with him.
Yeah. No, I just clicked because when I saw the Praetorian Guard, I was like, that looks like the people they showed in the first movie. I didn't connect that they were wearing red, not black, because in the movie they're wearing black. So Snoke's guards were they're an homage to
the Knights of Ren.
No, they're an homage to the Emperor's Guard in the original trilogy, except that these guys are actually equipped for battle.
They're badasses.
These guys are fully they're armored, they're properly armored, or they're visibly armored. They
had Mando armor, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They had Mando armor, because they can block lightsabers with them.
Yeah, so they
Can we just talk about that battle for a second?
That whole sequence, oh my god. 8 of them against 2 Force users with sabers?
That part where... Okay, so... Huge spoiler coming if you guys don't want to be here.
If you hadn't noticed the red text or heard me say spoilers before, spoiler alert.
Dude, okay, so... The part where Snoke gets so cocky that he doesn't realize... He's like, I can see the lightsaber. I was like... This is gonna be awesome.
That was so cool.
I wanted to see Snoke use this freaking lightsaber, but I digress.
So Snoke to me, he was.
I don't think he's dead.
I don't know, because normally
I don't think he's dead.
Normally with Star Wars, if they're dead at the end of the movie and their body is still there, they're dead. But the thing with Snoke is he is a showman.
Mm-hmm.
The way he shows off his Force powers trying to subjugate Rey. The way he constantly talks about, I can see inside Kylo Ren's mind. I can see everything he feels, and then he's deceived. It feels like either he was meant to be an illustration of arrogance, or he's not dead. There are 2 ways this can go. I'm pretty sure based on the way they handle characters coming back in Star Wars, he's dead.
Probably.
Because he was tongue out, fucking face limp on the floor for several scenes.
Unless he comes back like Darth Maul, which would be stupid. I would be pissed off if they did that.
Why would they give him spider legs?
General Grievous, dude. But the way chat. He died.
We'll continue talking. Watch chat. You'll see why I say that, because you referenced Grievous. So the way he died, actually, that is actually a very good point, because he did die blue lightsaber through the torso. That's how Maul died. Yeah. Or no.
Be. That's how Maul died. He got chopped in half by Obi-Wan.
because Ben killed him in the first one, so it would have been blue. Because Qui-Gon was green.
Qui-Gon died.
Or wait, were they both blue? I can't remember.
No, Qui-Gon. He used Qui-Gon's lightsaber, so with a green lightsaber.
Okay, so it's not the same reference we thought it was.
But if you think about it, Ben Solo did kill him with a Jedi's lightsaber. Was that foreshadowing?
I don't
Because
I don't know where Ben's going. I don't know where Kylo slash.
Here's where I see Kylo going. Okay, so he couldn't kill his mom.
Okay, so Girl77 in chat says it was Obi's one, so that would have been blue.
Was it Obi-Wan's? Because he was hanging on the thing, and then, oh no, you're right.
Yeah.
No, he's right. Okay, yeah. He's right. Okay, so anyways, it was a blue lightsaber, but here's my whole thing. When Rey touched Kylo's hand, she was actually seeing the real projection, because Rey is stronger than Kylo. We know that. Yeah, for sure. Snoke claimed he was putting all these projections in both of their heads, which I think is complete bullshit. Like, I think he was projecting to Kylo to get Rey to come to him, but I think Rey actually saw Kylo's true.
Yeah, because so one of the things is like, okay, Snoke's like, yeah, I connected their minds, but I'm a Sith. I have unlimited power.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, I think the initial connection was him, but the continued connections, with the way that Rey's powers have worked previously is like they kind of run a little rampant. Like she doesn't have full control, but she has this immense strength. The way like actually, so one of the, like, referencing the unlimited power scene, like, Snoke uses the force lightning in a really fucking cool way.
Yeah, he does.
When he lightnings the floor and then it bounces up, that was cool. I sat back and I was like, oh damn, he's not fucking around.
Yeah.
Like that was.
How about when Hux was in the bridge and it was just the freaking projection and he like smacks Hux on the floor and slides him forward?
Yeah,
remember that? Yeah. I was like, oh my god.
Yeah. I don't think he's dead. Snoke, like,
I don't think he's dead.
Either they just like they illustrated his power in that fucking Bleach episode or first arc where they show like what's the one captain's name?
Zaraki.
Is it? Yeah. Yeah. When they show like he's got this like insane power, and he's basically just this example of how powerful Ichigo is. Like that's what that feels like to me. But like, I don't even know.
I think Kylo got stronger as the movie went on. Maybe so say Snoke is dead.
So
say Snoke is dead. I think Snoke had to die to pave the way for Kylo to be like, all right, it's time to freaking ramp this shit up. Let's go. Because
I think the way the movie is structured. Sorry, I'm interrupting a little bit.
No, you're fine.
You know, we have the Last Jedi, who isn't actually Luke. Like we talked about this a bit, and you know everything's very gray right now as far as the Star Wars universe goes. You know, Rey and Kylo are both filled with conflict. But like, we've got the two sides. We've got the gray dark, the gray light. You know, the way that Ren uses his power is hateful. It's passionate. It's angry. And then the way that Rey uses her power is like it's very benign. It's actually very, very innocent, despite them having depicted her going straight to the dark side of the island. You know, when she's just discovering how to contact the Force, and then when she actually goes down there, I think we have these two sides of what will wind up being proper balance. I think they're actually probably going to end Star Wars with this trilogy, unless they do Star Wars Episode 10, The Quest for More Money.
Probably.
The feeling I'm getting is they are doing one final, last in the Lucas time lifeline, one final trilogy that brings it all to a point where there is balance, and like they kind of wrap back to before the time of the Jedi and the Sith, when it was only the Jedi. It was the Gray Jedi Order. And I think that's part of why they brought back the Force Tree, which that Force Tree was the first Force Tree that we have seen in the entire series. The tree that Luke goes into when he sees the vision of Vader is not a Force tree. That is the Force reaching out to him, as far as I understand it. Like that isn't a Force tree as they are defined in the extended universe. There are a lot of things that they have brought into the canon, even though they said, you know, the extended universe doesn't matter. There are a lot of things that they have brought into the fold that are incredibly powerful plot wise.
Yeah.
So speaking of the tree, can we talk a little bit about the books? Because the books was like, that was interesting. So early on in the movie, when we first find the Force Tree, Rey goes in, she finds the books, Luke explains what they are, and then cut to the last 30 seconds of the movie.
The books are in.
Finn pulls open a drawer to get a blanket.
And the books are there.
All of them.
Every single one of them. So they had shown in the tree.
So previously they had shown, you know, this is a huge spoiler, like massive spoiler. I did not see this coming. They made no hint at this. Luke's going with a little torch to go burn down the tree. He gets there, and as the camera pans past something,
I almost started crying.
There's a blue outline of a very, very familiar small green figure. I almost leapt out of my seat because I was like, fuck yes.
Yeah.
And so there's this sequence of Luke having this discussion with Yoda about how it's time for the Jedi as they are to end, which is what this movie is about.
But it's not in the way you think.
Like, it's not like Yoda being like, no, this isn't the time. It's Yoda going, yes, this is the end.
It's the whole way. They're ending the old way of the way the Jedi used to think. They're not ending the Jedi as a whole. The Jedi will continue to live on. It's just what they never specified what kind of Jedi.
This is why I think we're doing that, you know, end of the Star Wars movies as we see them, and wrapping back to those like pre-Republic times where it was the gray.
I wouldn't say ending. Okay, so ending of the Skywalker saga. I think the next movie will end the Skywalker saga. I still think there will be like episode 10, episode 11, episode 12, but it will no longer be about, well, I guess you still could say it would be about the Skywalkers because Ben Solo is a Skywalker technically.
Yeah.
Unless he dies. Then it will end the Skywalkers.
So some of the other part of why like the Gray Jedi and the old Jedi Order, like before the prequels, before any of this comes up, is because of the pool.
Yeah.
So the pool, there's this kind of central area on the island that Luke and Rey spend a lot of time, a lot of screen time at, where Luke is training Rey, and my understanding is it's a temple because at the center of it, there's this pool, and in the pool there are tiles depicting someone kneeling, and they are split between the dark and the light. And so this is a Jedi depiction of balance, you know, the light side and the dark side, and that just establishes like how old the teachings in this temple are. And now that we've talked about like the books at the end, I just realized like it makes sense as far as Yoda saying it's time for things to end. I get the vibe that was more like it's time for things to end for Luke, and that was Yoda coming back and going, Luke, it's time for you to let go
the torch
and pass the torch. Yeah,
exactly.
And I have a feeling, because of the way the Force works, that Yoda knew the books weren't there.
Oh yeah.
Like unless those were just random books and we're all reading into it too much.
No, they were. Like there's 3 people around me that have already seen the movie, and they were like, those are the books.
Yeah.
Can we let's talk about something else that I still have questions of. We don't know who the hell Rey's parents are.
Well,
I think Kylo was lying to her to try to weaken her. This is my theory on this. I think Kylo was lying to her because he comes out and says, your parents were no more than just scum, pretty much. So, they were just random.
Who do you think the parents
junkers.
Of the boy at the end are? Given how the Force works, does it matter?
It doesn't matter, and that's what they depict in the movie. But I still think Rey, because the Kenobi theory comes back to me because he was a junker. He became a junker after the Clone Wars. What if? Because in the last movie, Obi-Wan called out to her when she touched the lightsaber. That's why I'm still stuck on that theory.
That's what you think so?
He says her name, and Obi-Wan wouldn't just say her name for no reason. Why would a Jedi Grandmaster of the Force, and why would Yoda know about Rey like that? Unless
that's a very interesting thing.
Yeah, Rey is too Force attuned. She is entirely too Force attuned to not be the daughter of a previous Jedi. I mean, Anakin was a different thing altogether. He was a product of the Force. He was made basically by the dark side.
Yeah.
Because Sidious played with the midichlorians and created this boy from this woman. That was the whole thing. I hated that story arc. Anyways,
that's all extended universe. That doesn't matter anymore.
Yeah, it doesn't matter anymore. So the whole thing with Rey, her parents were junkers and basically scum of the earth, but they don't say who the junkers were. We know of one Jedi that became a junker at some point in his life. That was Ben Kenobi, and he, in his travels, it is written in the lore right now in canon that he did make his way to Jakku.
So does the timeline make sense? Because we're like, there's a 30-year gap there.
Yeah,
Rey isn't 32 years old.
This is true. But what if Kenobi had a daughter, and what if he had kids, and what if the bloodline was passed down?
You want to just like repeat that statement, but use the right.
What if he had a son?
What if he had a daughter and she had kids?
Shut up. Shut up. I wasn't thinking.
So overall, I think this movie was fantastic. Like,
this movie was great.
There are a lot of things that I'm sure are going to make fans mad. Like the way things are changing. You know,
they nerfed Luke.
I don't know if they nerfed Luke, because after so the whole deal is like when Rey finds him, he's shut himself off from the Force.
Yeah,
and by the end of the movie, he has reconnected.
He is
they show
the Grandmaster.
They get into a fight on
that was awesome.
Ashto, and they show that he's reconnected himself. Like she knocks him back, and he catches himself, and then they start talking. He like eases himself down, and then at the end, like he's. You need a minute?
No.
At the end, like he is projecting himself with a degree of precision across the fucking universe to create. Like it is absolutely insane. I don't think they nerfed him. I don't think they nerfed him at all, because
this is true.
His projection from Ashto to Crate fucking destroys Ren.
Oh, dude!
Like,
that was such a good scene. Oh my gosh,
it was so badass. Like, I thought that was the real fight. And I was like, holy shit, he's that old and he moves like that,
dude. When they started firing all the when he was like, fire everything, and he was still standing there, I was just like, if that's actually Luke, oh my god.
I thought the first blast was like fucking like just like meat chunks. I was like, oh, they did not just R-rate that. Did they just give that the R-rated treatment? But like, so from like him getting just like, there's what, 12 I don't know what the designation for those walkers are. There's 12 walkers with 3 cannons each, blasting the ever-living shit out of him, plus a bunch of other shit. Those are AT-STs?
I think they're the upgraded versions of the AT-ATs. Anyways, they're just awesome.
No, because the ATST is the two-legged walker. It's the all-terrain scout transport.
Okay, so I have it wrong.
Yeah. But so there's that huge blast. There's like nobody could fucking survive this, is what they're saying. And then he just brushes his shoulder and looks back up, and Ren just like, oh, that was so funny. It was just
I was like sitting in the theater like, I think no, he did.
So one of my favorite things with Luke is like he is this old man, but there are these moments that like his youth comes through. Mm-hmm. Like the scene when there's the montage of Rey trying to get him to train him, and he's like on this pole like swinging across a thing, and Rey's like, "Look out, old man, you're gonna die," and stuff. And it's like he hits the wall, braces himself, looks up, and there's this little there's this glint in his eye and this little smile. It's like, oh, he's having fun.
Yeah,
he is not actually an old man. Look at him. Just look at him. Yeah. That was
the part where I think my favorite part between Rey and Luke was just like when she hands him the lightsaber and he goes right over his. I started cracking up in the theater, dude.
Oh, dude, this entire movie's sense of humor was fucking priceless.
First class smug.
BB-8 with the coins, like
yeah,
that was so funny.
BB-8 was my favorite character in the movie. I love BB-8.
BB-8. Oh God. BB-8 continues to be one of the best characters in the new trilogy. Like,
oh, dude, without a doubt.
Finn nude leaking, like that was so funny. So the setup for this is like Finn wakes up as Poe and BB-8 are coming back into the hangar, and they're sitting there, and it's like you think it's just like them like post thing, and like Finn's still laying there, but like BB-8 does his little like he's beeping and stuff, and it's like, and then Poe's like, "You want to say that again? Can you repeat that?" And it's like
he's like, "Wait, what?"
And then BB-8 like same section of beeps, and he's like, "Finn naked leaking? Did you blow a circuit?"
And then he looks over and he goes, "Oh God, buddy."
Finn's just like he's in that like Finn's almost T-pose like walking around, and there's just like water sprouting off of him. It was so funny.
Oh my God.
Yeah, that was so good.
Finn. Okay, so my top favorite characters. Of course, I love Rey and Kylo. Love them too. BB-8, Finn, and Poe. Like I love those characters. Finn's probably one of my favorite characters, without a doubt.
Finn's arc was kind of weird.
Finn's in this one, it was kind of odd.
Yeah, it felt a bit forced. Like
some areas, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Dude, they were messing with my heart when he was about to die. Yeah. I was like, no, they're not. Yeah. Are you kidding me right now?
To be fair, like I'm sitting there, I'm like, he's either gonna get it last second or someone's gonna knock him out of the way.
Yeah.
And then they cut to Rose. I was like, called it.
Called it. Yeah. Dude, let's talk about that fight scene. Oh my God.
With Phasma?
Rey and
with Rey and fucking
so good.
Rey and Ren? Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah. So
the choreography was so good.
The thing I loved is like they established like these two were both like raw power.
Yeah.
Them fighting over the saber with just like push-pull.
Yeah.
Like the theater was shaking from the sound effects of it. Like you can see them physically exerting. Like, oh, it was like, I don't think they have illustrated raw power so well in the entirety of like the cinematic Star Wars. Like the only thing I can think of as far as raw power is Starkiller pulling a fucking Star Destroyer out of orbit in The Force Awakens.
Yeah.
That is the only thing I can think that compares to it. It was like, what? Oh, okay. All right. So, speaking of like Star Destroyers and stuff, we do get to see Snoke's cruiser, of course. That's where a lot of the movie occurs, especially towards the climax.
Gets demolished.
Oh, in the entire fucking fleet. So
That was
there's
beautiful.
this new character. She's one of the admirals. She takes over in Leia's stead, and there's this whole arc of like, don't trust her. She's not telling anyone anything. Like,
and she had this huge master plan all
she
along.
had this huge master plan, and then like the time comes for their like the cruiser's almost out of fuel. They've fueled up all the transports. The transports are leaving, and like she stays on the cruiser to, you know, be a distraction. Because they're only scanning for large ships, is what they establish.
Yeah.
And then
the little cruisers start blowing up in the background.
So there's this whole thing with DJ, the Codemaster. He's basically a double-crossing asshole played by Benedicto del Toro.
Benicio
del Toro. Sorry, I don't know how to say his first name. Del Toro is a double-crossing asshole in this movie. So he gives away the ability to track these ships. So they start firing. So this admiral, who looks a lot like Mercy, by the way, she turns the cruiser.
She does. Oh my god.
She starts prepping the cruiser. The initial thing is like she starts prepping the cruiser for warp, and it seems insanely selfish. And people are like, "Oh, she's abandoning us." And even like the first order is like, "Oh, ignore it. They're just we need to get the cruisers or the transports." And then you see the cruiser start turning towards them. And she, like, in this ultimate moment of sacrifice, uses the cruiser as this fucking warp speed shotgun. Hits the fucking, hits Snoke's cruiser at, like, full warp. The cruiser splinters into this, like, this shotgun blast. Annihilates the entire fleet for cinematic reasons. And I'm just like...
It's the first time we've ever seen it happen in Star Wars.
Like, I've always wanted to know what happens. Like, if they fuck their like warp up and they hit some asteroid, like, what happens? And now we know it will literally take the largest variant of the Star Destroyer in history, and it will slice straight through it like a knife through butter. And it was like, dude, holy shit!
And they did it so well. The CGI was beautiful.
The CGI and like so. It's not just like red flames. It's this white light wherever it hits something, and it was honestly beautiful. Like the effects here were on par with some of the transitions in Blade Runner 2049. Like, it was incredible. It was beautiful, absolutely wonderful. Oh, we have spoiled this entire movie, by the way.
Yeah, we have. Everybody that's gonna go see this, if you haven't seen the movie already, you've seen it here. Like, this is just go watch it.
Like, this is the important parts. There is, of course, like all of the build up to it that changes. Like, listening to this, you won't feel it the same way we are. This is why I can watch people play a game, but playing through the game myself, I build. There's the build up, and there's like the personal connection to characters, and it's like, holy shit, I've watched 5 people play this game. I just played it myself, and I am in tears. Not once did I cry, like, at all. Goodness. Okay.
All right. So let me talk about one more point.
Yep.
One more thing. The kid at the very end, and this is gonna bring me. Okay, so Ren has the Knights of Kylo has the Knights of Ren. Okay. Rey doesn't have a Jedi Order yet, and that's the whole point of her taking the books, right? Essentially, because Yoda does say something about the New Order. The kid at the very end will be a part of the New Order. I guarantee.
Oh, I guarantee you. I guarantee you. Part of the time lapse that we have is going to be the Resistance. I almost said the Rebellion, but it's not the 60s.
It's the Resistance, yeah.
Them discovering Force users, because the first movie in this trilogy is The Force Awakening. The Force is returning to the universe. You know, we're seeing an increase in Force users again.
Yeah.
The light rising to challenge the dark, basically. So
are we seeing the dawn of the Sith Empire, the Jedi Order again?
I think we're seeing the dawn of a new era. Is all we're seeing.
Okay.
Like,
all right.
Yeah. Shall we wrap up the stream here?
Yeah. Let's wrap up the stream here and do this giveaway for everybody.
So for those of you listening to the audio version or watching the YouTube video, make sure you check all of the links down in the description. Fantastic casters down there. Members of the TRUfam, there's a link to the Discord. There's a link to our personal channels. All kinds of stuff. Check it out. Go visit some of the people. Make sure you subscribe to YouTube and follow on Spreaker and everything. Leave a review on iTunes. There are keys going out for reviews or certain reviews on iTunes. I don't know how Green's working that. That is all up to him. That is going to be it for us tonight. As far as the podcast recording goes, I will see you guys.
Let's get to 10.
All on the other side. I love you all so much. We'll be back on the 30th with more TRUtalk. I will be on my channel on Monday with more video games, probably some Okami HD. Shadow, what are you playing on Monday?
I'm doing Division all week.
Division all week. Okay. If you guys catch that, Division all week from Mr. Shadow. So we'll see you guys all on the other side of the raid. Thank you again so much for the support on this. Love you all. Love your faces. We'll see you guys in chat.